time do you spend working each day?
8-hour shift. My day-to-day is to run the floor. I have to make sure that the clients are acting respectfully, room searches, urine samples taken, head counts, every hourly head counts, and I make sure that there's one more, room searches, head counts, the sign in and sign outs. Monday through Friday, they get a 3-hour pass to go look for work, medical appointments. So I have to sign them out in the morning and make sure that when they come back in on the timely fashion, they give it 3 hours, 8:30 to 11:30. So I have to be mindful of the time that they come back, because sometimes they may not call. I may be doing a head count, and one of my coworkers may be in the office, and here it is a quarter of 12, and if they haven't told me anything, so then I'm looking for this person, because I know that person supposed to be back at 11:30, but they may talk to them and say, hey, I'm still on the bus, I'm still doing this, I'm still doing that. So for me, I run the floor, not the managers, because I have more interaction with the residents than they do, because I'm on the floor with them more. So for 8 hours, I probably see them more than the case managers see them. So I have that type of connection with them. So every Tuesday I do groups. I do the orientation with them on Tuesdays. Like, for new people who come in, just interact. Lunch has to be provided to them. I'm the one who do the lunch. The typical one coming out here now because I had to do the lunch and had some other stuff going on, but Joanne told me that somebody was coming that one. So that's my day to day.
Awesome. So Joanne told me you've been working in this field for 10 years. Which is amazing in its own right. But I wanted to ask you why you started working in this field, and kind of like what was the incentive to come here?
I was doing this was my part-time job at the time. I worked for another agency, and I was connecting the men here. I had a program called Building Bridges and Starting Over, which was going into the jails. So we had a contract with New Haven Parole to help and assist 100 men coming from J.B. Gates Correctional back to New Haven. One of the managers here, who I know for a long time, had asked me, do I want to come here and work, so I did this part-time. But then my granddaughter got sick with bone cancer, so this was more, the hours was more better for me at the time. So I just stuck with this one. So I've been here for almost 11 years. And I love the work that I do. I love to help and assist, link and connect men back to reintegrating back into the community. So on the floor, you would see me more as far as getting them housing, jobs, because I come from out here. I come from the streets as far as working in the streets. Another agency I worked with for 16 years, and my job was to be in the streets. So this agency here is a great agency, but the problem here is that a lot of them don't know what the right hand is doing, so they don't go out into the communities. They play within. And I come from out here, so I know a lot of resources. I know how to connect guys, and you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I love this work, man. I love coming to work every day, man. Because sometimes you can't reach everybody, but if you reach one or two, then your job is done. Because some people just don't want it. Some people you're gonna see come back around the doors, and it may be that time that they get it. You don't check the door on them, because the door always gonna be open. So that's my philosophy. Some people bump their heads 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times before they get it. So you got to keep working with them. Sometimes it sucks when you see them come back in after you put all the work into somebody. He's like, "Damn, you back here again, bro?" But it happens. So what you gonna do? You gotta keep doing the work.
I've one experience that I've kind of learned is that it's kind of a tough reality that you can't really help someone unless they want to help themselves.
Yes.
So that's kind of one of the big conflicts I've noticed. How do you kind of wrestle with that and help people want to help themselves?
I just gotta let them see that this is possible. It's possible when you see cats who've been locked up for 15, 20 years that's coming out, that's doing this type of work, that's still out, 2 years, 3 years later, and this is the person who you slept side by side with, maybe for 5 years, 2 years, damn, this guy can do it. Maybe I can do it, man. It's important that we bring outside people in, so they get a chance to see real people who've been where they've been, who understand where they're trying to go. So I try to connect them guys like that. Let them see that it's possible, man. But you got to put some work in. Can nobody do it for you but you? You have to want to confront, challenge, and change. A lot of them say, "What am I confronting, Jerome?" You're confronting your past. You're confronting whatever is making you come back in here. That you have to change it. And a lot of times it be substance abuse. A lot of times it be in relationships. So you gotta, if you know that every time that you go back to the girlfriend's house or the girlfriend or the boo or the wife, whoever it may be, there's an issue there that brings you back to jail. Maybe you gotta try to go into a room or something. Go to your own room. A lot of these guys they're afraid of fear. Some guys don't know how to mop the floor. They don't know how to sweep the floor. They don't know how to make their bed. Now you ask them to go into their own apartment. And sometimes it gets scary. For them, change is always scary. For some people who've been told what to do, for 10 years. Now you can put me out here to go on my own. So they do dumb stuff not to go home. So you got to connect them, man. You got to connect them. Let them see, man, that this thing is possible, man. But you have to buy into it. You got to buy into change, man. And you have to surrender. Because if I would tell you my story, you never would believe it.
Your story?
How old are you?
I'm 18 years old.
18. When I was 18, I was on my second year of a 25-year prison sentence.
Wow. So
I am that floor. I know that floor very well. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm comfortable with who I am because I'm not in the system since '93. I go back into jails. I got professional partnerships. I go any jail in this country. I can see anybody just like this. Prosecutors, judges who always say that you always be locked up, you always be this and that, No, man. Because can nobody tell your story better than you? Can nobody write your story better than you? People change. People change all the time, man. But you have to buy into it. And it's not easy. It's not easy to change, man. When that's all you know. Some of these guys, that's all they know, how to hustle. They don't have nobody, the mother, father, have, left the household for years. And it's just been done. They may have a little brother and sister who they've been taking care of, but then they get caught up. They get caught up and they go to prison. 99.9 guys in jail, I bet you it was some type of maybe substance use. But they never would address that they don't have a problem, even with their mental health. They don't believe that they have a problem. But if you continue to go to jail 3 and 4, 5 times, tell me that's not a problem.
Yeah, there's definitely a problem there.
You know what I'm saying? But I love Roger Sherman House, man. Somebody run that floor better than me. Nobody, man. Nobody, man. Because the residents respond to me better. I'm not a a-hole. I don't disrespect them. I don't judge them. I don't knock them. I don't assassinate them. I could be stern when I need to be stern, and one thing about me with them is that they know they got somebody here who will help them. I come here every day just to help somebody. The other day we had a guy who's what do you call that? TBI, traumatic brain injury. And if you see how he move around, you think he crazy. The way he talks, you think he crazy. He always compulsive, everything has to be in order, this and that. So I talk to him. I talk to him normally, hey, how you doing today, man? Hey, Jerome, this and that. Everybody say, yo, let's do crazy, man, this and that, all right. But, the other day he had nowhere to go. He was end of sentence. You know what that means, end of sentence?
Yeah.
That means he had no more confinement with Department of Corrections. We can't hold him no more. But he got nowhere to go.
Oh, sorry, Jerome.
Hey,
can I just step in for? Just wanted to see if there was still a stain here. Was a stain on the floor?
And he was really, really adamant about not going to the shelter. And and by having these connections in the community, I got him a place to go. And I tell you, the gratitude that this guy had, man. I drove him over to the place, and he cried all the way over there, man. Just thanking me, man, but that's the rewards of it, man. That's the rewards of it. You see somebody who come in the door broken, it's like putting together a puzzle. And to get him housed, he was so happy, man. He called me this morning. Hey, Jerome, this is me, Ali. I just want to say, hey, everything's going good. I said, that's good, Ali, man. I said, you ever need me, man, you call back here, man, Anything I can do to help you, man, then I will, But these are some of the stories. Then you have some guys who you can't reach, and that's mainly the younger guys, the 20, the 22, 23, because they're not done yet. They're not done with doing time, On this floor, you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention when they come back in, when they start to huddling up. Because there's a lot of gangs still out that still exist. And New Haven is territorial. If you go around the corner, you'll be in the Kensington Street area. If you go down this and you be in the Newhall, you be in the Hills section. If you go down the street, you'll be what they call the Tribe, which is Dixwell Avenue area. If you go a little bit further down, you'll be in the Newhall section. If you go downtown is a mess downtown. You have the K2 smokers over here. You have the cane smokers over here. The heroin users over here. The homeless population over here. The alcoholics over here. So everything's being sold right in that circle every day. And I try to tell some of the guys, if you are struggling in those areas, don't go in those areas.
Mm-hmm.
The younger guys, I tell them in the orientation that I do when they first get here, the UB's our old complex. Well, Jerome, I really can't go over here because before I came here, I was shooting at these guys. So I said, well, maybe you can catch the bus over this here, on this side then. Don't go around the corner then. Oh, but I gotta go out. I gotta go out and look for work and this and that. The fear kicks in now because reality sets in because it's public information. All you gotta do is type your name and find out where you at. Roger Sherman House is right on the block.
Hmm.
And guys know because the word travels, that you're home now. And sometimes you see people at the door waiting for guys to come out because they know that they come out every morning at 8:30 and they be waiting on them.
Hmm.
And it's sad, man. It's sad when you can't walk in your own community.
Yeah, when you finally gain that freedom from, say, prison, but then you find yourself confined.
That's why a lot of guys feel safe in jail because they had 3 meals, they had a medical taken care of, they don't worry about nothing.
Hmm.
They don't.
It's a strong dependency to have in jail because you lack that freedom, but you gain everything else, and I imagine that must be very hard to come off of, and that freedom is terrifying at first.
Some people are adaptable, and I say that because in prison you work for 75 cents a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you tally that up, you get paid every 2 weeks. That's $10.50. And they can budget it. They know, I'm telling you, but when they come up to a place like this, they're going to work for $10 an hour. It's beneath them. You get out your bed every day in prison with pride and quality and do that job, but won't come home and work for $10, $11, $12 an hour. Or if they do find a job, they quit the job. Now you have some barriers, which is, child support. Because the Department of Corrections, when you first get arrested and go to the county jail, they don't tell you in the orientation process that if you sign these waivers, your payments will stop. So you get 2 years, and guess what's growing every month? So now you come to a place like this, and you find a job, and all of a sudden you get your first check, it look good. Then the next check, they garnish your money because they find you. Oh, listen, they will find you. Now they start garnishing your money. Now you put in maybe 50 hours, and you like, hold up, man, now you gotta pay the house 100, because the house get their money first. That's 30% you have to pay.
And it's $100 maximum, right?
Right. So if you make enough money, that's $100, right? They want you to save something for savings. Then child support done took most of it. So I had to live off for $50, $60 or $100 until my next pay period. Then you have your loved ones. You have kids who may need, some pants or something like that, or your wife telling you, I need help with some of these bills now that you're home, because she supported you the whole time that you was up north. And you have your phone bill. So now you're down to almost nothing. So a lot of these guys don't do that well with that. There's no such thing as working under the table. They don't do that here. Parole want to see that you're saving money because they don't want to set you up to fail when it's time to leave. So now you have no money. Now you're saying, F that job. I'm not going back there. Watch I go put almost 50 hours in and I got no money to show for it. But I tell her all the time, when you go downtown and get it modified. Because why do I have to tell the court to tell you to take care of your kid? That's your kid. And that's your responsibility, is to take care of your kid. But you can budget that 75 cents. But here it is your own child, you have an issue with that. These are some of the things that I do on the floor. I do a group that's called Dumping Grounds. It's a men's group, men in trauma type group. And I open the door and I try to keep it to like 10 guys. And you'd be surprised, man, of the topics that they pick to talk about. And it's to empower each other in that room. Because there may be some things that you may know or say that this person may not know. That there's a resource over here. There's a reason where they can go over here because New Haven is rich with resources right now. But a lot of times they don't know about it because they never had a chance to go down to these places. They've always been around them. So in this room, I'd rather for them to come dump it in the room than to dump it on the floor. Because sometimes the floor not going to be so easy. Because you have the mindset of when you're in prison, when you get to a halfway house, you have goals that you set before you came here, and now all of a sudden the halfway house have their own rules and policies, procedures that may hinder you from getting to them goals at that time. So that's why I say you have to be adjustable. You have to be adaptable. And there's one thing that you can't tell me, that prison is better than being in the halfway house. You can't tell me that. But a lot of these guys, man, they get frustrated because things don't happen so fast for them. When you put 50 applications in and nobody calling you back. Tell me that ain't frustrating.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And nobody don't do well without no money. You know, they see their friends ordering out, then you can't order out. Your kid come to see you, on a Saturday, they may need some sneakers or something, and you can't give it to them, at that time. And I say, hey man, you have to learn to sit with yourself. You've been sitting with yourself for 3 years. Didn't every bill got paid since you've been gone? Did every bill get paid since you've been gone? Was any of her lights getting turned off? Did she have the gas in the car? Did the kids eat this? Yeah, Jerome. All right. So what's the rest then?
I think I've heard that you need to put yourself first when you come out of prison. You need to even family, how important that might be.
Man. You have to, man. Because sometimes you can't do it for other people. You got to do it for you.
And you can only help others once you yourself are in a stable self.
Once you help yourself, man. It took me a long time to understand that too, man. When I got out of prison, man, after doing almost 15 years, nobody was like this. So I had to either I'm going to the left or I'm going to the right. And I made a decision to go to the right. I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to be like that no more. I made some mistakes when I was young. I was like 16 when I came in, and I was naive, I was cocky, and it cost me a lot, man. And I paid the price for it, man, and I'm not mad at nobody for what I did. Am I shameful, embarrassed, or something I did? Yeah, because I come from a family, man, that had strong men. So I choose that path to do the things that I did. And it was embarrassing to my family. My mother and my father worked all their life. There's always food on the table. I had a brother who played for the Nets. You ever heard of Super John Williamson?
No, I haven't, but and that might be a little
More of a
far
Celtics
back.
fan.
I'm a Celtics fan.
Yeah, but he played for the Nets.
Wow.
So it was, what I'm saying? But I chose to be in this piece. I chose to buy my friends. I thought they was my friends at the time until I got locked up. Almost 15 years. And nobody ever sent me a card. None of the friends I'm talking about. Say, hey, Jerome, or sent me a money order. None of that, man. So when I got out, I knew that I had to leave them guys alone. you know, and I started doing this type of work. I started doing the work on my own. Like, how you doing? I came into the streets on my own. I started helping people, getting into treatment, detox. Like a neighborhood, I organized like a cleanup day. We go clean up the neighborhood up. Ex-offenders like myself. Then I got a job at the shelter. Then from there, I just took off. I started coming into the streets. I became an outreach worker. Even after I finished this job here, I work with the opiate people at night. Yale Research. We do groups at night for them. I'm on the bridges. I'm in the railroad stations. I'm in the abandoned buildings. I'm on the streets. I'm on the green. Somebody helped me when I came home. So you can't keep it till you give it away. You can't, man. And I don't care how many degrees a person have on this floor. If they didn't come from out here, then it's useless. It's useless, man. I say it every time. They hire all these people who have these degrees and stuff, but they clueless, man. When it comes down to this type of work, man. I'm saying that they're bad people because they're not. They don't stay long because they don't have the experience to be a parole officer or a correctional officer, because that's the reason why they came in this field, to get the experience. I get it. That's why I've been here for so long, man, because I have love for what I do. A lot of them be in and out, and it's hard to work that floor, man. You have somebody who's cocky, don't care about going to jail, using, cussing you out, calling you all type of MFers and this and that. What are you gonna do? A lot of times you just gotta walk away. I get it every day. All right, bro. So later on, a couple hours later after you done calm down, I said, bro, what's going on, man? I want to say I'm sorry, man. I know there's something else going on with him. Because if you pay attention to the floor, God never did that to you before. He always was quiet, this and that. So something else going on out here with him. Maybe he put in 5 applications and he had a job lead and they never called him back, or he had to go to an appointment somewhere that he can't go because the case man never put the pass in. So it's tricky, man. But I run the floor, so I got to hear all
the complaints, all the
time. Oh, my case manager they came in. My counsel put did that for me, but she ain't here. This and that. Me and Miss Joanne. You meet Miss Joanne yet?
I'm about to after.
Yeah. I think she's a really nice lady. And she's new, so she's learning. She's learning this. She's more like a mother. And she's more like, come on guys, all right, But I like Miss Joanne because she cared, in spite of their actions. Sometimes she still has an open door, and it's not personal. Never take it personal. That's the key here, man. I don't smoke cigarettes, but they do. So sometimes I walk in the door, bang. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Not again. But, the world don't be around me because that's their community. If we catch them, then the sanctions. All depends, you got to put them on the board. The board means limited movement. I mean, they can't go out for a couple of days. All depends on how you feel. Sometimes I tell them, listen, man, stop, man. You want to smoke, listen, get the garbage or something, bring the garbage out. There's ways to get around it. You gotta be a little creative, Come on, man, get some boxes, take some boxes out or something, But Roger Sherman House for you, man. It never stops. It never stops. It's 24 hours, man. You know. And I work every shift. I work every shift in here. I've been on third shift for like maybe 3 or 4 years. I did a second shift for like maybe 4 years. Now I'm on the first shift. So it's a fast pace on first shift because it's
High movement.
yeah. Second shift is more, workers be coming back in, during the day, it'd be the guys who go like the medical passes, interviews, job searches, stuff like that. So it's you have the vendors coming in, dropping off stuff, fixing stuff, stuff like that. So you gotta pay attention to who's on the floor. Because if the fire alarm go off, you can make sure everybody got out.
Mm.
So that's important. So if you came on the floor with me, if you're not part of Roger Sherman House, then I have to put you in the logbook. I would ask you your name and the company you work for, where you coming from. So I know that you're on the floor. So I pay attention to stuff like that. And it's important that you do, because just in case something happen, man, you know who's where and why they on the floor. So now they put the cameras all the way around now. Now you can see this whole place now,
How many cameras are there?
Oh man.
Just tons?
I can count like maybe over 15.
Mm.
Before when you had like maybe 5, but now you can see the whole floor. You can see out there. You can see coming through the doors now, which is awesome. If somebody who you don't let in, and you know that they did, outside, people always try to get in the door from other programs. So sometimes you gotta bring your own place to get in, because we're not responsible for somebody else. Let's say that somebody who lives on the 4th floor, and they're ringing their doorbell, nobody answers. So then they ring Roger Sherman House thing, and if we let them in, maybe they don't want to let them in. Maybe something is going on with that person, But here we let them in. Now, something happens. So you got to be careful with stuff like that. So are you coming in this field?
I'm not sure yet. I know I want to help people,
Yeah.
but I don't know exactly what route that's going to take. And I'm going off to college next year, so I guess.
Picked your school already?
Yeah. Do you know Hamilton? It's in New York, middle of nowhere, New York.
Right.
kind of a small school, but I'm excited to just kind of like
That's right.
see where it takes me.
Make a difference, man.
Yeah, that's the whole goal.
Right.
Is that
That's right.
do some good.
That's right. Make a difference, man. I was kind of iffy about coming down here, man, but I'm glad I came down here, man.
Thank you.
Him, because I just don't sit well with other people, as far as doing interviews and stuff like that. But I'm glad that you're doing this work, man.
Yeah, thank you.
So take that work up to college, man, up that way, man. You never know.
Yeah.
You can open your own agency. You never know. You never know, man.
Yeah, possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Endless.
Yeah, definitely.
Endless. That's right.
You got any more questions, bro?
Yeah, come on, hit me.
Yeah. So I had a question about like boundaries with residents here. Kind of like, where do you let kind of the personal and the work kind of, where does that stop, or where does that change? Do you allow yourself to kind of like form friendships with?
No resident on the floor is my friend.
Mm.
I'm staff and they're a resident. There's no in between. There's no what's the word that I'm looking for? Negative contracts. If I can help you under the umbrella of the agency, then then I'm your guy. But if you need a dollar and something to get on the bus, and I'm gonna tell you I don't have it, go see your case manager to get you a bus pass. But come on, Jerome, man, I'll tell you about $1 and some change, this and that. Sir, go see your counselor. There's no in between, man. I can differentiate, man. Believe me. That's why I've been on the floor for that long. I see a lot of people come and go, man, with the boundary issues, man. Mainly, it's a lot of the time it's the women. Get some young girls on the floor, and some of these guys ain't seen a woman with tight clothes on and stuff like that, man. They start hanging around the office and all this other stuff. Nah, come on, let's go, man. Sit there, hang out. But for me, I don't let that even get to me like that with the boundary issues, man. I don't give them anything they ain't supposed to have. If I can help them any way I can under the umbrella of the agency, then I'm the guy.
I figured if you were to gain friendships, it could impact your emotional state even when things go badly. So
my boss told me a long time ago. I come from the empathy, sympathy field, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now in this side, when somebody have to go back to jail, can I put my personal feeling to the side? And I told him, yeah, because it's not personal. It's not. This is my job. And unfortunately, man, they put themselves in the situation to go back. So friendships in here, no, man. I don't have no friendships in here, man. I never did. We could be all right. We have conversations. We can laugh, joke, this and that. But when it comes down to that fine line,
it's a work relationship.
All right. About you trying to cross that line, then we have a problem. Some of the guys, they get mad at that. They get mad. Like I had issue today. Young kid again, hat on, phone in the hallway, this and that. And so I tell them in the orientation process that you're not supposed to have the hat, hoodies on in the hallway, nor the phone with the earplugs in your ears. Because if somebody trying to say something to you, you can't hear because the thing's in your ears. And they're supposed to be used only in the calming areas. So why do I have to keep having a conversation with you, about taking off your hat and having the phone in the hallway, man? No, I'm not going to keep having a conversation with you because you know about it already. And all these cameras up there, so every time you leave the office and turn around the corner, that's what he put back on.
Had
right.
Phone.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I'm looking right at him. Yeah. So I'm like, come on, man, stop, man. Just stop, please. Matter of fact, let me have that, man. Until you get it right, man. Oh, Jerome, man, there's no but, man. Let me have that, man. Now you see the real person come out now. The MF word and this and that, Man, I got tough skin, man. So I tell him, yo, that's what you got?
Yeah, I can model.
But I don't look at me like that, though. And the boundary issue is huge, man. It is a big thing, man. If I bring something for this one, then I can bring something for everybody. That's the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do bring something to somebody, I make my supervisor aware. And I say, hey, listen, this guy got no clothes, or I try to bring enough stuff, not just for him, but for maybe 10 or 15 other people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So they can't say that I'm playing, I'm playing with this guy favoritism with this person or something like that. Because the boundaries is huge. In this field, that's the number one thing, is boundaries.
Well, I think I'm approaching running out of time, but my last question is there a question that I didn't ask that I should have? Is there anything that you have on your mind about this that maybe someone wouldn't know, or like what is a misconception about halfway house work that people often have?
Misconception about halfway houses is that not enough of them. There's not enough halfway houses, and there's not enough housing for these guys after they successfully completed, because everybody can't go back home. So for the agency, I'm thinking maybe they should invest in a place like that, a place like a down step from here, you know. That's one of my biggest things here, that I try to get the upper management to see that this is the reason why you may see Mr. Brown 3 or 4 or 5 times, but if he has somewhere else to go other than going back to the community or going back to the girl house, if he had a place for him, you know, maybe he'll be successful. You know, the clothing. A lot of guys don't have adequate clothing when they get here. So we should be able to give them something, you know. And I know Miss Joanne, they have the Goodwill vouchers and stuff like that. But we should have our own stuff set up just in case when the person do come in, we can say, yeah, man, here goes 3 pair of pants, 3 shirts, you know, some underwears, you know what I'm saying, stuff
Get
like
them
that.
The basic things they
Right,
need. Yeah.
right, you know. So that's one of the biggest things that I see here. That's not happening. They go get it eventually, but I have to go around and ask other residents, and they do. They look out for the person, you know. But let me see, there's another one I was gonna say to you. Perception, jobs. A lot of employers, when they go out to look for work, they have to have a pass with them, and on that pass, say Department of Corrections. So a lot of employers be like, you know, they don't want to sign off on it. Yeah, like, right. The stereotype. You know. So that's one of the biggest things that these guys don't let nobody know that they're in the halfway house when they do that paperwork, because they have to sign off on it. Like if I go to you and if you're an employer, and if you do give me opportunity to work for you, I have to make you aware that I am in a halfway house. And a lot of times the guys don't like to tell the employer that they're in the halfway house on the fear that they may lose their job.
Yeah, that can be a scary moment, I'm sure.
Yeah. So
housing and jobs are 2 very big issues. Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things for these guys.
Well, thank you so much for this interview.
Coming,
really just awesome experience for me. Thank you so much.